Well, hey everybody, it's Doug Mystic Eye on Board Game Geek. You're joining me in playing Sentinels of the Multiverse, where we are facing off, four of our heroes are facing off against the diabolical villain Misinformation, who currently we don't know she's our villain. Just to catch you up, Misinformation is the secretary of the awesome supergroup, the Freedom Five. Of which two of the heroes we are playing are part of, Wraith and Absolute Zero. And then what she does, it's an interesting character because she diverts our attention elsewhere than tries to sabotage us. But while we're trying to figure out who this villain is that's sabotaging our gear and messing with our stuff, we are also facing a time cataclysm in the form of our environment. So it's pretty challenging. Anyway, we're going to get right to it. For our next turn. So we're going to go to our villain turn, which if you look up in the corner up here, you can see our turn track. So we're going to start with the villain turn right now. So here's Misinformation. Now we do have one card up, this diversion, which actually isn't going to get to do anything this turn, which is nice because of our ability. I also have it marked as a note on the card on the app as well, our Sentinel Sidekick app. But so first we have to look at two things. First, gameplay wise, we look at the start of the villain turn to see if we have clue cards out. We don't. So then we go to any other effects at the start of the villain turn. We don't have one. So what we're going to do next is then draw a villain card. That will actually go between the end of the villain turn. So start of the villain turn, then we draw a card. Here's what we get. Misplaced Memo, an ongoing clue. Finally, the non-hero target with the lowest hit points is immune to damage. Well, that's very interesting. At the start of the villain turn, which is already passed, each hero target deals itself 2 psychic damage. So this one is interesting. I'm not sure how we get it. We can't get rid of it because we need the clues up in order to get Misinformation to flip over to her villain. We need to discover that she's actually our villain. So now we're going to take damage automatically each turn, and we really can't avoid it. This is a very interesting villain. I hadn't played against her before, and she's proving to be really bothersome. So that was her draw phase. So that's the card that came out. Now we have at the end of villain turn effects that come into play next. We have two of those. This one here, this says at the end of the villain turn, this card that deals heroes -2 hero damage, or I'm sorry, H heroes -2, which would be the 2 heroes with the most hit points, 2 melee and 2 energy. That's not going to happen because of the card that Wraith played. And we're going to go up to our app here, and we know that is passed. We're going to remove the note, so you can go. I'm just going to show you what we had a note up here that says that. We're going to clear it. We're going to say done, and then we're going to remove that. Oh, sorry, remove the card. My bad. I think he was down to 3 hit points. I'd go back and look, but I'm pretty sure it's 3. Yeah, okay. Anyway, I took the note off the diplomatic envoy. I just didn't need to hit remove. That removes the card. Anyway, that is the effect there. And then we also have Misinformation also has an effect. At the end of the villain turn, destroy X heroes ongoing or equipment cards where X equals the number of diversions. Well, there's one diversion out, so we are going to have to get rid of a card, a ongoing card, and I hate doing that. This hair trigger hasn't been that effective, Expatriate's hair trigger, because we haven't. If we pull a card that takes damage, we could use this, but I guess we're going to have to get rid of this one ongoing card for now. She's got other stuff coming up that's going to be more effective, and hopefully we'll be able to pull out some other cards and maybe even prevent that from happening if we can get rid of this diversion this turn, which I believe we will. So that was the end of the villain turn. Now we're going to go on to the hero's turn, starting with Expatriate. Okay, here's Expatriate. Now she's got some good cards that she has out, and she can be able to get 2 of them out. So the first thing she's going to do is play a card. Okay. Well, she's not going to get 2 of them out unless I want to make that happen. But for her card, debating on whether or not she's going to pull the assault rifle or the submachine gun. Let's see. Well, we really don't want to deal we want to deal heavy damage to single targets right now because we don't have multiple targets to attack. It says Expatriate deals up to 3 targets 2 damage. That's the assault rifle. The submachine gun deals non-hero targets 1 projectile damage. All non-hero targets. I think we're going to go with the assault rifle. So I'm going to put the assault rifle out. Now, as her power, we're going to destroy the diversion. So we got 3 people that can do it, and Raw can definitely do it. So I think we're going to take advantage of the opportunity to put out a second card. So we may have to get rid of one next turn, so I don't want to mess that up either. So what we're going to do for the second card is we're going to put out the hollow point rounds, which allows her to increase her damage. Now, that was the activation of her power because she used her load power to load her assault rifle with hollow point rounds, which will increase the damage, her projectile damage, by 2. So she's going to do deals 3, 4, 5 damage up to 2 targets. Pretty good. Okay, that's going to end her actions, and then she's going to draw a card. We get unload. It says this turn you may use as many powers as you have guns in play. Interesting. Okay, that means you can just unleash all your damage on a villain or whatever. Okay, that ends Expatriate's turn. I'm sure there was a way to get rid of this. Well, yeah, we're going to kill the envoy this turn. So let's go on to Wraith. Okay, here's Wraith. Now she's got a couple of decent cards. She's got Suture Self, Micro-Targeting Computer, and her Utility Belt. I think she's going to use her Micro-Targeting Computer because we may have to get rid of an item next turn again because of Misinformation's ability. And then she's going to use her power, which Last Stand says the Wraith deals up to 2 targets 1 melee damage each, so we'll reduce up here, I just reduced the Diplomatic Envoy down to 2 hit points, taking 1 more damage. That's really going to be it, so we're just going to draw another card, and we get Trust Fund. It says draw 4 cards, then discard 2 cards, so that would be a good one to play perhaps next turn. That's really going to be the end of Wraith's turn, so it's going really quickly. Now we're going to move on to Absolute Zero. Okay, here's Absolute Zero. He's got his Focused Aperture out. He's got these 3 cards. Modular Realignment, which we don't need to worry about. Horfire is a 1-shot, and Isothermic Transducer. It says whenever Absolute Zero is dealt fire damage, Absolute Zero deals 1 target that much cold damage. Well, we might as well play that. So we could see, now here's where you start to get a little synergies. Now again, we can't heal, but if we were to use his ability here that says thermodynamics, where Absolute Zero can deal himself 1 fire or cold damage, or 1 cold damage, then we apply it here where it says whenever Absolute Zero is dealt fire damage, he deals 1 target that much cold damage. And with his aperture, he gets to deal an additional point of damage. So we could do that and do 1 more point of damage to Absolute Zero, and that would destroy the envoy. What the heck? Let's show you what that looks like. So this is, again, so Absolute Zero is a very synergistic hero, very kind of hard to play in a lot of ways, but he's going to do himself 1 fire damage. Okay. So he's going to go, I'm not going to flip over to the app, I'm just going to mark it down. He's down to 21 hit points, but now he can deal, whenever he is dealt fire damage, Absolute Zero deals 1 target that much cold damage. So he dealt himself 1 fire damage, he deals 1 cold damage, and then adding the Focused Aperture, he gets to deal 1 more for 2. So, going back up to the app here, I already dealt him his damage, but we're going to go over here, and that's going to drop the diplomatic envoy down to 0. And he's gone. So that's good, because we're not going to have his effect next turn of all that damage that he was doing. Misinformation is going to have to figure out another way to do tons of damage to us. But that will end Absolute Zero's action turns. Here he is. But we're going to draw another card for him, and we're going to draw Impale. It says play this card next to a non-hero target at the start of your turn. Absolute Zero deals that target 2 cold damage. If the target leaves play, destroy this card. Well, that's pretty good. I'm sure we'll have an opportunity to do that at some point. But that's going to end Absolute Zero's turn. Now, let's go to Ra. Okay, well, Ra doesn't have a whole heck of a lot to do. I think what we got to do is keep staging him to get better and better. So, we can do, now, destroy 1 target with 2 or fewer hit points. So we're going to play Wrathful Gaze just so it's out. So he's got 3 cards out there ongoing. Now remember, we're going to have to get rid of ongoing cards, so the more I can get out to maintain the ones I want, the better. And then his power is to deal damage, but there's nothing to deal damage to. You know, it says destroy 1 target with 2 hit points or fewer. I need to look something up. I wonder if I can destroy the Rift in Time. I don't know. Let me think about this for a second. So what I'm saying is he can destroy a non-hero target with 2 or fewer hit points. If a target does not have hit points, can it be destroyed? Because it has 0 hit points. Let me think about that, and I'll be right back. Okay, the answer is no. Cards without hit points cannot normally be targets. Targets have to have hit points. Just flip through the rules and spotted that pretty quickly. So we can't do that. Wishful thinking on my part. But that's basically going to end Ra's actions for the turn. So he's done his thing. He's done his power. He gets ongoing Solar Flare. Increased fire damage dealt by Ra by 2. At the end of your turn, either Ra deals himself 4 psychic damage or this card is destroyed. That's pretty good. He can do a lot of damage in one shot and then probably have to destroy that card if he doesn't want to take damage himself. That will end our 4 heroes actions for this turn. Now we're going to go to our environment turn, which means we're going to look at the start of environment turn stuff. Then we'll play another environment card. Then we'll look at end of environment turn stuff. So here we go. Okay, so we have a couple things out. So let's first look for start. Here's one. So right here we have at the start of the environment turn, each player may draw a card. If none do so, this card is destroyed. Oh, you know what? We still would have... Yeah, I would have had to use... It doesn't matter. It would have ended up okay, but I forgot that damage is reduced by 1. So when we did damage to the envoy, gotta remember those things. This is where it gets a little tricky. You got to keep your mind on things. Even though I do have it on all their cards that all their damage is reduced, I should have paid attention. Sub-Zero only would have done 1 damage. And we would have had to rely on Ra's 3 damage to kill it, and that's fine. So basically, it would have been reduced. The envoy would have had 1 point left. Ra could have done the extra damage and killed it, so that's what happened. We had to use Ra's power to kill the envoy. This anomaly, the Atlantean throne room, is important, but it's okay because I don't mind that damage is reduced right now since we can't do damage. Yeah, and that's all damage. So that includes the damage from this ongoing clue card that's come up as well. So that's helpful to us. But anyway, at the start of the environment turn, each player may draw a card. Why not? Let's start here. I'm just going to throw them on camera for you. We got reload for our friend Expatriate. Take any ammo card from your trash and put it into play. That's great because then we can use the hollow points to get rid of them for Misinformation's ability. Then use that reload card to get it back in play. For Wraith, we got the Mega Computer, which reduces damage dealt by environment cards by 1. Pretty cool there. That's going to be helpful. Absolute Zero gets Frostbound Drain, Absolute 0 deals 1 non-hero target 3 cold damage, then deals himself 3 fire damage. We've got to get some of the cards that create some synergy for him to heal. That's not good right now. We're missing those. They're buried in there somewhere. And then living for Ra, we get living conflagration. It's ongoing. When this card enters play, Ra deals 1 target 2 fire damage. And then as a power, Ra deals 1 target 1 fire damage, and he may draw a card. So he's going to end up with a lot of cards out. Pretty cool stuff there. Anyway, that's the start of turn for the anomaly. Now we got 2 other cards out here for the anomaly. Let's look at those. We got Marsquake. Oh, that's in the trash. Sorry, that one's not in play. That one's in the trash. It's this one that's in play. It says at the start of the environment turn, destroy 1 environment card. Oh, we could destroy this one because then we don't have any at the. Yeah, let's destroy this one. Why not? We're going to destroy Rift in Time. It says at the end of the environment turn, play the top card of the environment deck. Well, we don't want to do that. We're already going to have to play a card. So at the start of the environment turn, which it still is, we're going to destroy 1 environment card. So that's going to be this one. And then we go on to the play a card from the environment deck. Okay. We get the filter spy. Filter all, yeah, whatever. I don't know what filter stands for. Probably tells us in the book or in the game book. It says anomaly agent. At the end of the environment turn, this card deals the non-agent target with the second highest hit points. Hero -1 toxic damage, so 3 damage. He's also got 5 hit points. So we're going to go, let me show you, going back to the app, how the app works. And if I was paying attention, I would have known all our missing our less 1 damage there because I have it on every hero there. We're going to go here. We're going to pick up the filter spy. There we go. Now remember, the filter spy also does 1 less damage. So we're going to put a note there of -1 damage dealt. And then we're done. Okay, so now it says also on the notes for the filter spy, see, we got -1 damage dealt. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, so we got to remember that all of everything does -1 damage. All right, that is the card that we drew. So now we go to the end of the environment turn. Now I got to go back to the environment card there. It says at the end of the environment turn, this card deals the non-agent target with the second highest hit points. Heroes -1. That would be 3, but remember, all damage is reduced. But we also have this memo where the non-hero target with the lowest hit points is immune to damage. So I can't kill the stupid spy. It's the non-hero target is immune to damage. So I won't be able to kill the spy unless something with lower hit points comes out. But that's okay. So I have to deal the hero with the second highest hit points 2 damage. So let's see who that is. Hopefully, Ra's the lowest. So here, let's go to the app and see who's what here. So we got Expatriate's the highest with 27, Ra's the lowest with 20. It looks like Wraith is the one that's going to take the damage. And that's going to be equivalent of, it's going to be -1. So it's 2 points of toxic damage to Wraith, putting her down at 21. Not too bad. That is the end of the environment turn. So that is also the end of our turn. So thanks for joining me, guys. That's going to end it for this session. Now we're going to get on to our next one and see how we do. We got to get more clues out so that we can get misinformation exposed as the villain and take her on directly and do damage to her and all that good stuff. But we're not there yet. So anyway, I look forward to more. This is an interesting villain. I'm enjoying trying to figure out how to beat her and get to her. It's kind of neat. So we'll see you next time, and you guys have a great weekend and a great day. Thanks. Bye-bye.